Namaskar. I am Madhu Kakkar, a student of Masters of Science in Ved and Vedic Wisdom. My subject is Rig Ved and the topic is Upanishads of the Rig Ved. The Ved are highly respected in the Indian culture, and our religion as well as our civilization is established on the strong foundation of the Ved. They help us to understand the religious practices, the lifestyle, and the customs that the people of the Vedic era used to follow. The Vedic literature is divided into two parts, that is, the mantra and the Brahman. Mantras are the verses that are recited during rituals and ceremonies, and the Brahman are the descriptions of the procedures and the objectives of the rituals. Brahman are again divided into three parts. They are the Brahman, the Aranyak, and the Upanishad. So the Aranyaks tell us about the activities of the people in the Vanprasth stage of life who lead a life of renunciation and detachment, and they live in forests. And Upanishads give us the philosophical understanding of the Vedas. Now, the word Upanishad is formed from the root word sad, which means to sit, and there are two prefixes, upa and ni. Upa means nearness, and ni means totality. So, the literal meaning of the word Upanishad is sitting nearby devotedly, that is, the learner sits near the teacher at the time of instruction. Um, so the Upanishad refers to knowledge, and it also refers to the book that contains this knowledge. And the Rig Veda has three Upanishads, the Atriya Upanishad, the Kaushitaki Upanishad, and the Bashkal Upanishad. So, first we'll talk about the Atriya Upanishad. Atriya Upanishad is the part of Atriya Aranyak's second part. The fourth, fifth, and sixth chapter of this Aranyak form the Upanishad. This is a very short Upanishad. It has a total of 3 chapters, and it is in prose form because it is part of an Aranyak. The first chapter tells us about the origin of the visible and the invisible worlds by the Supreme Self. Before manifesting in the form of the observable world, the Supreme Atma existed in a state of pure potentiality. In the beginning, it thought of creating various worlds for the enjoyment of the living beings. Thus, it created worlds of fire, water, earth, and air, and then he performed some austerities, and then it shaped the cosmic person, the Hiranyagarbha, from subtle elements, and then as a result deities like Agni were born, and they were like the observers of the senses, and these entered the human body. The Atma entered the human body through the Brahmarandra, and that is the aperture in the crown. So it became the gateway for attaining Brahma. The second chapter talks about the impermanence of the human body, so it creates a detachment. And the third chapter is about heart, mind, consciousness, ignorance, knowledge, wisdom, intellect, vision, determination, and reflection, which are all attributed to the Supreme Atma. So, this is an important Upanishad as it gives a detailed description of the magnificence of the Brahman. The second Upanishad is the Kaushitaki Upanishad. It is derived from the Kaushitaki Aranyak or the Shankhayana Aranyak. It has been created by combining chapter 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the respective Aranyak. And the teacher of this Aranyak is Kaushitaki sage. And this also is in prose form because it is a part of the Aranyak, and it has 4 chapters. The first chapter tells us about two paths, Devayan and Pitrayan, which lead the soul after death. This is also known as Priyanka Vidya. Chapter 2 tells us about the vital force, that is Pran, and it states that Pran and Ukt are Brahma. The third chapter is a dialogue between King Devadas and sage Pratardana. They receive instructions of self knowledge from Indra himself, and emphasis is on the understanding of vital force or consciousness as the form of Ukt. Chapter 4 is the story of Ajatshatru. This story has been stated in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also, and it is repeated here. This is about the king Ajatshatru imparting knowledge of self to a disciple, and here a Kshatriya is imparting knowledge to a Brahmin. This emphasizes the importance of humility and respect for wisdom. So, before one understands Brahm, one has to have the knowledge of Pran. Pran is the essence of life and consciousness, and it is the symbol of the soul and the cause of all things in the universe. So, this Upanishad is also very concise, but very effectively it presents remarkable concepts in a simple and interesting manner. The third Upanishad is the Bashkala Upanishad. It is associated with the Bashkala Shakha of the Rig Veda, and this is one of the 50 Upanishads which Darashiko got translated into Persian. And this Upanishad follows a meter, Chand, so it is also called the Bashkala Mantra Upanishad. This one is also very brief, and in this Upanishad, the basic philosophies are introduced through a story in which Indra takes the form of a ram and steals the horse of sage Medatihi. Medatihi angrily follows him. Indra goes to the heaven, so Medatihi also follows him there, and he questions his behavior. So Indra answers, and in his answer, he imparts the teachings as a spokesman of the soul. He declares that he is the essence of mantra, yajna, and agni. He claims to be the protector of gods, all the worlds, the cosmic egg, etc. He identifies himself as the Ved, the sacrifice, and the knower of the sun. Indra extensively elaborates on the nature of the self. This Upanishad provides the essence of the self in the form of light, the swan, the witness, etc. It states that the self is hidden in a cave. So these were all the Upanishads of the Rig Veda. They are all very short, concise, and pithy, and they showcase remarkable concepts in a very interesting manner. Thank you.